All right, hey, before we get started with this show, we want to talk about the beer sponsor of this show, and that is, of course, the great tasting, less filling Miller Lite.
Dave, you were talking all about UFC. I feel like you're just going to sit down, crack a Miller, enjoy the couch. That's a good place for it.
I haven't decided if I'm going to go out or not for it. I do like UFC. To me is great bar watching, especially if you're if you don't really have a dog in the fight, which I do this weekend with Jamal Hill. But it's, should I go out to a bar, I'm going to have Miller Lite, or should I decide to stay and watch it on my ass on the couch, I'm going to have Miller Lite.
Dude, it is so delicious.
It really is. It really is.
You know what? I'm going to have a couple come around noon today at the mini golf event.
Oh, there you go.
Like, it truly is. Like, there's just something about it.
It's officially patio season in Chicago. I sat on a patio last night for the first time this year.
That's true.
That's nice.
I had a Miller Lite.
Steve and I went to the Cubs game on Saturday, and like obviously, hard to find Miller products there. We were able to get our hands on some, thanks to Miller Lite people.
Yep.
And it was just like to watch the Cubs and to drink Miller Lite.
It was a treat.
Hold on. Did you do one of these when you had your first sip, when you were staring at the like sprouting ivory? Go. Did you do one of those?
It was audible, Dave. Yes.
Yeah.
I did one of those.
And it's like, buckets before, buckets after. It's just, there's just something in the way the Miller Lite hits around baseball too. It's great.
Yeah.
Beer and baseball, that's like...
Yeah, it's Americana.
I love me Americana.
Beer and baseball and football. And obviously, till kickoff comes around again, enjoy the beer that tastes like the season. Miller Lite. Taste Miller Lite. To get Miller Lite delivered right to your door, visit MillerLite.com/midshow, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Go get some Miller Lite. On that note, all right, bang, bang, welcome to the Mid Show. We are here. We are about to embark on our mini golf journey. We're recording a day before. It is 8:30, bright and early in the morning.
So my brain should be firing.
You should be firing.
Yeah, I feel good right now.
No excuse for bad brain days, that's for sure. But I think naturally we must start in the baseball realm because that is what's going on. And I don't know. It's kind of like a fork in the road. Do you want to do we want to get nice and depressed early, or do we want to be like very positive?
It's up to you guys.
I'm more in a positive mood.
I'm in a positive mood, but like I am on the edge of my seat to hear about Dave talk about all these injuries.
I mean, do you want me to right now, or do you want to go to the happy stuff?
No, I can't wait.
You can't wait?
I want to talk about these guys.
Is anybody surprised at all?
Dave, can I be honest with you? A week in, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Because
it's almost too perfect to be believable.
So a lot of the fan base is melting down right now, beyond the meltdown that we've had the last few years already. And
I say perfect to the narrative. Sorry, I'm
not
no.
Of course,
I'm rooting for White Sox.
You're going to get 150 games this year.
Yeah, right. No, he's not. I think no, he still technically could if he played every game from here on out or something. But the White Sox hired a new strength and conditioning staff, I believe twice. This will be the third staff. So they fired the original staff when they started making all the trades back in the late teens. That staff. So this is staff number 3, I believe. And everybody's like, fire the strength and conditioning staff, fire the training staff. It's like, it's the same 3 guys getting injured. Maybe these guys do suck on the training staff. Maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, because the White Sox cut corners in every single department that is in the White Sox organization. I am of the opinion that these are just 3 guys that are completely injury prone. And I said it online last night, Jesus Christ himself couldn't keep these guys on the field for 150 games. It's like the Hal guy from Titanic. Jesus Christ himself couldn't sink the ship. Jesus Christ himself couldn't keep fucking Eloy from getting a soft tissue injury, or Moncada or Robert not being able to run to fucking first base full speed without pulling something. So, no, I'm not surprised. A weekend, I honestly, I truly believe this. I'm not a religious person. I think this is karma in some way, shape, or form for how the White Sox operate. Like, the baseball gods are smiting Jerry Reinsdorf and his cronies below him for how they act on the baseball field.
You believe in the baseball gods.
I believe in
you're
the
like
baseball gods.
Susan Sarandon in
yes, in Bull Durham.
I believe
yes.
in baseball.
I believe in the cock, the pussy, the hanging curveball.
Yeah.
I honestly, that it's like a deity said, no, you guys
Enough.
fuck this up so badly. This is what I'm doing to you, and that's what they get. So honestly, I was sitting on the patio last night. I wasn't watching the game because I don't give a fuck about watching that depressing bullshit right now. I'll watch them when I don't have shit to do. And
do you still watch them when you don't have shit to do?
Yeah, I have them on.
Okay.
Like the first handful of games, last night was the first game I missed for any reason.
Damn.
I think. But I wanted to hear like how John Schriffen, I can't pronounce his name, was like shit like that. But it's the absolute worst team in baseball probably. Actually, it very well could be after these injuries. Robert can't carry him anymore. Moncada was hitting pretty well, I guess. But it's bad. It's bad. Like, Moncada's not back next year, and now you can't trade him. So it is what it is. It's
a failure.
It's
Well, what's Moncada's injury?
A groin pull.
So he's not out indefinitely, right?
I mean, he dropped to the ground before he hit first base yesterday. Like, he got shot with a fucking 50 cal from the stands. So I would assume
it's going to be at least a month or something.
It's going to be an extended amount.
I'd say he made it about 60 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't see it?
No, I did not see it.
Oh, it's
Lance, you can pull it up.
It's just
here.
one of those things where I just like.
Here, I'll send it to Lance.
I'll look at Twitter, and then it's like Eloy, Robert, Moncada, and it's just like
it's the same three guys every year. Like Andrew Vaughn has sucked at baseball.
But at least, like, he gets some type of reward or award for just staying on the field.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's the same training staff keeping him on the field for 140 plus games a year. So, like, why is one player?
I emailed it to you.
Just type in Moncada injury. You'll find it on Twitter, Lance. It's all over the place. I think that's like kind of one of the smaller stories though. Like, when I saw it, I was whatever.
Like, duh.
Yeah. So
Moncada injury.
9-3 start to the season.
That might be it.
Yeah, that was
9-3 start to the season.
That's
dude.
If you pull up the GIF that I sent you, the email I sent you, it's even like the camera's just on him.
Wait, but why?
Yeah, I haven't seen that angle yet. I've only seen this one actually.
What happened? Did his like cleat get stuck in like the ground?
No, he's just like
he yoinked it.
It's just like
just
a groin pull.
He yoinked it.
But the way he went down, it was almost like he tripped.
Watch.
Or am I wrong? Oh, okay, all right. Other angle. He just
that thing's probably torn to fucking pieces. That's sad end to that story. On to the next guy, I guess. Hopefully Mendick gets called.
That's
what I want. I want Mendick playing third base the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I want Danny Mendick, who's playing well in Charlotte again.
He's a pro.
He's a pro.
Yep.
I want him playing third base the rest of the year. And because that's a guy you want to talk about culture. You guys have met him a few times now. That will
dude.
Bust his ass and do everything he can and be hell-bent to win. There's your guy for the rest of summer.
Dude, Moncada, I mean, I know guys get hyped all the time, but he was number one prospect in baseball.
Yeah. Switch hitter, power. They were saying 30-30 guy. And
he's nothing. He's nothing. And he's less. But like that, remember when I think it was the Red Sox signed him out of Cuba, right?
Yeah.
He had that picture of him in the Under Armour, and like this kid's like
he's a tank.
He was like 17 or 18 and like just absolutely fucking yoked.
Carved out of wood.
Yeah. And I remember the Chris Sale saga like it was yesterday. Like Dave was on the front lines arguing with Red Sox fans back and forth. Like, this is what it's going to cost you. And you ended up being right.
That was about Quintana, actually.
Oh, was it?
That was about Quintana. That's when Jared and I started getting into it, because I expected Jared to, as a baseball guy, to understand like player valuation. And I'm like, Jose Quintana has just put up back-to-back 5-win seasons at 200 innings pitched. that is going to cost an arm and a fucking leg in a trade. And I was saying Blake Swihart, who
he fell off the face of the
exactly.
earth. Yeah.
I'm like, but he was like a top 15
No, he
prospect.
was a big time catching prospect. Yeah,
and that could do it all too.
Yeah,
like switch hitter, could play all over the field, especially catcher. And I'm like, that's going to be the headlining piece. Thank fucking God it wasn't.
Yeah.
Man, it would have been nice to get Devers though.
Yeah.
Devers was supposed to be the third piece, and that's what they couldn't agree on. And that would have been nice though.
But
Devers has been good. He's been awesome.
If Devers came to the White Sox,
yeah, he would have probably been shit too. But yeah, it's a sad end. That I really
do think that it was the hire of La Russa that sank it.
It was the fake pursuit of Harper and Machado, because that's what it was.
They still made the
fake.
playoffs after.
But
that
like
year.
on that exact note, there was a story. Joe Cowley. Sun Times, amongst other outlets in Chicago, most people would know who Joe Cowley is, said that he's got a source, and I don't know true or not true, that said Jerry Reinsdorf knew that Pedro Griffel had already deserved to be fired by midseason last year in 2023, but didn't want to do it because he didn't want to have two coaches on the book. So he's like, I'm going to give him another year. Obviously, since then, over the last 12 hours, really, Jerry Reinsdorf has come out and said, we have absolutely not talked about firing Griffel. That's untrue. That's not untrue. We've caught you lying to us, to our faces, multiple times over the last handful of years, either by quotes that you have given the media yourself or through Rick Hahn and other people that you've been proven a liar. Why should I believe you now?
Yeah.
No, so, I don't want to I don't want to create false optimism for you, but is there any optimism considering like bottoming out so bad may be exactly what like gets his fucking attention?
There is a lot of people saying that. Like I tweeted a screenshot out. I've probably had,
because they have potential to be historically bad.
Historically bad.
Yeah, because
that lineup. I mean, go fucking figure. I bet the under last night as soon as I started doing just unders, bet them every single game, no matter what. They put up like 6 runs and won last night, so fuck them for that. But
didn't they go through like the first 3 games of the first series without getting to second base?
Something like that.
It was like it's like they're gonna have. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Last in baseball.
There was, until I believe it was actually yesterday, before yesterday's game, they had scored 14 runs in 10 games. And Mookie Betts, I believe it was, I know it was Mookie, I believe he scored 17 runs himself for the Dodgers as one person. Like, he had outscored the White Sox on his own, which is, through 10 games, that's like a banana statistic. That you're on pace for like 200 runs scored. But, like, there are a lot of White Sox fans. I hope we go 1-161 or whatever it says. I've gotten a lot of messages like that. Like, it's gotten to the point where there are a lot of White Sox fans legitimately rooting against the team because, like Ed said, we don't know what else can get ownership's attention to fix this mess. Other than it's either sell, pass away, or you fix it yourself. Those are the only 3 options. And if you aren't going to fix it, like, what do you need to see to fix it yourself? Do you need to see them be historically bad? Because that's what we're looking at right now.
Here's like the other thing with Jerry too, where, again, like, who knows what the books actually say, but the Griffel comment, right? How much are they paying Griffel?
He was nothing.
Well, what's nothing for him?
I don't know, but he's got to be one of the
$2 million.
Lowest. That would, I want to say that's what LaRusse was getting. He's not getting what LaRusse was getting.
$2,000 in a parking spot.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like,
he's got to be the cheap. Well, that's just it.
That's got to be. We don't want to have two guys on the books that are, like, and I feel like he wastes so much money trying to cut corners with all like, we're not going to go with the big guy. We'll sign.
Okay, I lied. He's making 5.5 this year.
Okay, all right. I mean, but still, like, what is that? A relief pitcher?
Yeah,
like. It's just the amount of money that he wastes by trying to cut corners.
He doesn't understand a sunk cost.
Yeah,
but he sinks costs by signing shit. How many times, like, instead of signing that superstar, he's like, I'd rather sign, I use this example. It's not a great one because he was good for a long time, but it's just the first one. Instead of signing Bryce Harper for $25 million a year or whatever it is, which is not a lot already, he's like, I'd rather get Adam Eaton for $5 million.
Right.
And then Adam Eaton that year is on the tail end of his career. They DFA'd him by May. So you're eating that money.
I mean,
how many times are you going to eat money on a shit player that you signed instead of getting the good player and let him ride out that contract? That is more expensive.
And
it doesn't compute in his head.
That guy, especially Bryce Harper, your jersey sales, your T-shirt sales, your ticket, like you're gonna make money. Like you're gonna.
Saw what. I mean, you can probably Google these numbers, but when Harper signed with the Phillies in 2018, or 29, whatever it was, 19, like immediately they sold like an extra. It was kind of like Bedard
the Bedard thing actually was kind of bullshit, but
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like that, like infinite. Or not infinite, but just explosion in season ticket sales, merch sales. It's good for your national exposure.
What said it long ago? He's Easy Mac Jerry, man.
Yeah,
that's him. He just like Easy Mac.
But yes, it's gotten to the point where it's I don't want to say I hope they lose 110 games, but like maybe that works. So I'm leaving no stone unturned personally.
I mean, dude,
in the end, what does it matter if they lose 100 or 110? You're still one of the worst teams in baseball, so you might as well become a national fucking embarrassment.
I honestly, you may get mad, but I this does make me somewhat optimistic because listen, we are fucking barely over 10 games into the season, and I don't think Sox fans are going to show up to see this fucking lineup with nobody in it or this rotation with like, what do you have to get excited for?
Nothing, Colson Montgomery, but like
you'll hit your 1 or 2 games to get the experience and get your fucking Polish sausage in and to get your beer and Miller Lights in. But like, what are you gonna like? What's the fucking point to really?
They're
consistently show up to games.
They're losers.
I would have been at. I always go a lot more early in the year than later in the year for obvious reasons. Typically, they're shit. But it's 11 games in. I would have at least been at 3 games already. Especially if they were home last night, like I would have no question been at that game, and like I have no will. I don't know. 108 guys are kind of like they have to be there at this point, but like I would love if they got to a point where they put their foot down and are like, hey, we're done on this.
They should just tailgate.
Yeah, like do the
tailgate and then go to the bar.
Yeah, we'll put like our own 108 like cardboard cutout sign. Like something has to happen.
Yeah,
it's untenable.
But here's the thing, you know exactly what's going to happen. Attendance is it's gonna be a ghost town there for good reason.
And Jerry will say like, "Why would I spend? Nobody shows up."
Yeah, it's chicken and egg. But it's been proven that if you do put a good team on the field, we will show up, and that is not a fair weather fan thing. That is
That's a reality of money. Every market in every team across all.
But here's the thing, though, they're going to gut this team at this point, right? Like
there's nothing to gut. They don't have any trade chips.
It's just Robert.
So yeah.
Well,
but how long is he out? They haven't said
6-8 weeks at least.
Sure, they don't have many tradable assets. Yes, but at the same time, like they have to figure out a way to reconstruct this whole roster. And you just hope Chris Getz is the guy who's able to get it on the right track. Hey, let's pause for a second here because I want to talk about Vander Hagen. You guys should make the switch from cartridge razors to a safety razor today with Vander Hagen. Safety razors allow you to get a closer, more comfortable shave. The use of one-blade razors help prevent nicks and cuts while making your skin feel smoother than ever. The best part, these blades cost as little as $1 a piece and last anywhere from 3 to 5 shaves. This will save you thousands of dollars over the years compared to the cost of cartridge razors. The blades are ice-tempered stainless steel blades from Germany that are sharp enough to give you the perfect shave. The handle is made to last a lifetime, so the only recurring purchase you will have is for blades. We pulled up Dave's beard on the Tuesday show.
It's unfortunate for you guys because I'm starting to use this, so you're never going to see that beard ever again because my face is so buttery smooth. Obviously, you can't see it right now, but when I am starting to use these razors and
if they can cut through that shit, then they can cut through anything.
Oh, yeah.
They can do it all. Check out your local Target and Rite Aid to get yourself a Vander Hagen safety razor today.
Ooh, Rite Aid. You guys probably don't even know Rite Aid.
It's out east, right?
Yeah, it's Eastern. It's like their version of whatever.
Walgreens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's a food store, but
All right, let's get back into the show.
it doesn't matter who is the GM if so long as Jerry, because he's going to have to operate by the same rules. Jerry Reinsdorf said, I am hiring Chris Getz because if I hired outward, it would take them a year to evaluate the organization. What's there to evaluate? You know I know the organization is shit. It's got awful nuts and bolts. So like, and Chris Getz, like, he is the unfortunate casualty of White Sox fans' war right now because
I'm not advocating.
he failed upwards. However, like, we would have all done exactly what he did, you know?
Yeah.
So
I get it, and I'm not advocating for it, but there is a way to win as a quote unquote small ball team. Like,
Yes.
there is a way
Yeah.
to win. Like,
Well, Tampa
that's what I'm.
does it.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Well,
Tampa
a lot
does
of
it. So like,
teams do, yeah.
so like, and listen, I don't know why you should be optimistic because he was already in the organization. So it's like, why would you think that he would be able to build a small ball? But who knows? He's now pulling the strings. Maybe he didn't have
And
that.
Davidson was a different man than Bowman. He was
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
mark,
exactly.
you know?
So like, that's like, I don't know. That's like
Yeah.
the only hope is that this like Chris gets a real fucking deal to find these guys that the Cardinals have done such a great job fucking getting up in the majors.
Yeah.
Who aren't, the big money $300 million players.
Yeah. Here's another
Which
thing.
I know is a long shot. And I don't know you. I know you don't like to
not
hear
going to
it.
happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Here's another thing that I don't understand about baseball. The White Sox were bad last year. They're going to be awful again this year. They're not eligible to pick higher than 10th in
that's
the
the other
draft.
thing,
So
yeah.
it's not even like,
You can't tank, really.
yeah. So it's like, what? Like there is no Bedard at the end of the tunnel.
No.
Like this team, like they cannot pick higher than 10th. And because I went to Tankathon, and it says they have a big like circle with a line through it. Ineligible to pick better than 10th due to previous lotteries, market size, and revenue sharing rules.
Tough.
That's
Yeah, they get treated. It's so even prior to this most recent CBA negotiation, you like for international pool money. So the Milwaukee Brewers have more to spend internationally than the New York Yankees or Dodgers. It's based on market size. It's a couple million, and you get like, I forget the exact number. At one point, it was like $6.5 million to sign all your international talent. You could blow all that in one player, or you could do
spread
it across
lottery
1,000
tickets.
players,
Yeah.
whatever. But the Yankees would have like $4.5 million to do the same. And the White Sox are treated like a big market team, and they still don't. They never took advantage of that. And same thing for this draft. Like they operate like they're just like a independent ball team, but they're treated by baseball as if they're the Yankees, Mets, Dodgers. It doesn't matter because they're market size. So they do nothing right. They do nothing right.
All right. We've spent enough time on possibly the worst team in the league besides the Oakland Athletics.
I don't know if that is even true, Ed.
With all due respect.
And those fucking assholes are winning too much because I'm betting them against them run line every day, and that's like 3 in a row they won or something.
Now, on the flip side, the fucking Cubs look legit.
looking pretty good.
And we've had our own injury bad luck already too, which sucks.
Yeah, but like it's also in a way
Been a good spot for guys to step up.
I mean, Ben Brown looked fucking awesome his last 2 starts.
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched him pitch, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about him?
He's good.
98.
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
But he's pretty fucking good.
He looks pretty fucking good. So it's like, we were all up in arms, and probably rightfully so, about not going to get like that bona fide number
Ace.
2.
Yeah.
To go behind
or
Steele.
better. Yeah.
Or better.
Yeah.
But now it's like, well, Ben Brown looks pretty good. Shota looks fucking awesome.
Yep.
Steele will come back. He's never stopped throwing. They're like, so it sounds like it was a hamstring, but it was like maybe an abundance of caution because it was opening day, and like, we'll make sure
We'll
he's
ride
right.
the storm.
Yeah, so they're sitting him for a month. Well, if Ben Brown is like a guy you can trust every 5 days, and their rotation's looking pretty fucking good, even without Tyon.
Yeah, obviously need a bigger sample size here, but
Totally, but
certainly
it's like it's a great
encouraging that
start.
we had people to step up when you really needed it. Because you lose 2 starters. And
Yeah,
Now is Hendricks done?
I mean, but
he always kind of does this though. Like he'll
he'll be fine.
Yeah, like he'll figure it out
Enough.
and he'll be like I feel like he always starts slow, and then like June and July are like, all right, like this guy's the fucking man again.
so now is that with arguably the biggest storyline, like you said, the starters to go down.
Yep.
People stepping up. I think the biggest storyline is, and we talked about it with Cerami and Joe, like the Christopher Morel.
Dude, what
being in the line, like you're seeing the Craig
last
Counsell
night.
effect.
Yeah.
Like pretty instantly.
Yep. And it's like, I think it was opening day against the Rockies where he had pretty bad error. And it was like, we're not pulling you. We're sticking you at third. Let's go out there and fucking mash. And that grand slam last night, he's just one of those guys that makes baseball exciting.
Yeah, he's electrifying.
Yeah.
Electrifying.
And like having that bat in the lineup every day.
That's pretty amazing to think about, that Counsell identified that playing against them how many times a year is the division rival. Like, and then like in your own clubhouse, you just can't
figure it out.
You can't just see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or it's just like, I wonder if Ross is just like kind of too
close to the sun.
Too close to the sun, but maybe just like a little bit of an older school baseball guy, maybe, where it's like, well, you can't. It's almost like the scene from Moneyball, where it's like, well, none of these guys play first. It's like, well, Morel doesn't play third. It's like, just fucking put him somewhere. Make sure you put him at third.
That's what they've done.
Yeah.
He's not like a great fielder.
No, he's not.
Oh, no.
But like if he's raking like he is, you can't take that bat out of the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
That lineup is just it does not quit. Like
No.
where's the relief?
I mean,
Because even Yoan Gomes will get you like big hits.
He went deep against Padres.
Yep.
Like
And I did not know this until just now. What sticks out the most to me right now about Christopher Morel is he's only struck out 5 times in 46 plate appearances, or call it 50-ish.
Is it possible he got better? Like, is that
fucking
that why
wild.
Ross wasn't playing him? Like, he's just like he's taking a leap in his own game to
he
make
was
him.
pretty good last year.
He was.
Though.
He was.
He hit
Yeah.
last year.
But I want to say he
he
struck out at like a 35% clip last year. So that's why I was like, you find a hole in a guy that has swing and miss issues. Swing, you can exploit that if you're, you have a good scouting report across the diamond. But it does not look like they have. In fact, it looks like Christopher Morel closed that hole, filled that hole. Bellinger looks like he's doing whatever right now. But yeah, that Hap, Suzuki, Morel has been pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
And then even Bellinger or Swanson he's just doing his thing too. Yeah.
Yeah. The only guy
Warner's been
who's
bad.
like started very slow is Nico.
Warner,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like he still plays Gold Glove defense up the middle. So it's like he's still like if his bat, like I'm sure it'll come around at some point.
What do you guys think of Bush so far?
I like him.
I like him.
I think he's a good compliment to the lineup too.
Yeah.
Like he's like one of the perfect. He's in a good situation.
Yeah, he's perfect.
You don't need to ask too much of him.
Yes.
Hit him 6 or 7.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's in a good situation.
He's gonna hit. I'm calling it right now. He's only got 1 so far, but I'm saying he's gonna hit 25 bombs this year.
Seiya had a nice start.
Yep.
So he's on fire right
Yeah.
now.
No, dude, the lineup is
The
good.
line's fucking good. The line's good.
That's a good lineup.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to get too excited, but
Dude,
I'm excited.
I feel like their bench is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Like if you need a late game, you want to take Morel out, put Madrigal at third, like that's a good option.
I'm not a Mastrobuoni guy though.
Matrimony.
Yeah.
What you don't like as a defensive replacement?
He stinks defensively.
I thought he was known as like a
That's what they say. You know what's funny about that?
what?
Talk about blown draft picks. The Sox picked top 5 twice and blew both of them.
Yeah.
Madrigal and Vaughn. Not that.
Vaughn's is a bust in your eyes now?
Yeah, at
completely?
this point, probably. They talked about how like baseball smart Nick Madrigal is. He is baseball fucking stupid. Awful base runner. I thought he was bad defensively. Like I thought he was a pretty
better than
baseball
Morel.
player.
Yeah.
Cubs blew a 8-0 lead against the
Yeah.
Padres.
Yeah.
Monday.
That's obviously a big blemish. That was not good. Not
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even for April, it's like you can't be losing.
Yeah.
8
And then
lead.
Cerami said this too though, where it's like, you played a lot of days in a row, the bullpen's a little bit taxed, and like that's kind of like the trickle down of losing Steele and Tyon is that maybe Ben Brown's in the bullpen. He starts in the bullpen, and then it's like, or we don't have this Jose Cuas issue.
Mm-hmm.
So everything,
But you kind of just need to. You just kind of need to survive in advance this April. The April schedule is so grueling. You took 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers.
great.
You swept the Rockies. You did what you should have done. You lost 2 out of 3 to the defending champs.
It didn't look horrible in that.
No,
series.
not at all. Like that game was very winnable.
Yeah,
and we, very well could have took 2 out of 3. So hopefully they get the game today against the Padres and keep moving along. Because then you go to
it's a West
Seattle,
Coast swing now.
Arizona, Miami, Houston, Boston, and then you're at the Mets to close out the month. So you're like it gets
that is a tough schedule.
Yeah,
right there,
yeah.
So you just kind of need to keep your head above water and then
take off.
Yes, exactly.
It's gonna be a fun summer.
It's gonna be for you guys. It's gonna be a very fun.
You want to come up to Wrigley?
I'll go up to Wrigley a few times this summer.
I want you to have some baseball.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be very nice. It's so depressing.
Yeah,
isn't it? Like I'm not even joking around right now. And I know nobody gives a fuck about this. If they were good, like they promised they would be, and start doing things right years ago, we would be so much better.
Yeah, we'd have more to talk about.
More to talk about. More
events.
To do.
Yeah. No, we say that all the time. Since we went full time, the White Sox are actually the only team with a playoff win.
Yeah. People forget that.
Yeah.
Although it is looking like it's as of right now, the
Things
first 10 games, it is the best division in baseball. It's
Pirates did this last year.
Yeah. Pirates.
I don't believe in the Pirates. I actually think I think
they do.
Well, so is the AL
what
Central, the other good one right now.
Yeah.
So,
what has Paul Skeens done? Because if the Pirates can keep this up at all, adding Skeens he's got 2 starts, 11 strikeouts, and 6 innings.
Yeah, it's like Ben Brown numbers.
He is, I would imagine, going to be up in pretty quick due time.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's dating Livy Dunn.
I did know that.
Yeah.
He's like 6'7", the LSU kid, right?
Yeah.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
Effortless 100. Effortless.
It's exciting. I did want to get into the whole pitcher's arms falling off situation, which has been happening for years now, but it seems like everything came to a head after a week this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you said all the injuries. I thought that's what you're leading with.
Can you?
Yeah.
I don't know if we can do this, but Ozzy had a quote I agree with. Did you guys see what Ozzy said about it?
Yeah, I can't pull fat.
It's true. I honestly think it's true. It was John Boy just tweeted this morning. It was an at bat. It was Sal Fasano, that old catcher. He He looks like a guy out of the movie Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah,
like he looks like a baseball player. Overweight,
probably played 150 games.
Probably steroids with a combination of Miller Lite versus David Wells. Yeah. And it was just an awesome baseball at bat. You're like, holy shit, this is like fucking baseball.
Yeah.
And those guys are 2 just fucking fat asses. And I'm gonna look at David Wells' career stats right now. I'm guessing he had 10 years at 200 innings.
Probably.
I could be way.
No, I think. He pitched for a long time. Like 15. But he was like a workhorse. The Blue Jays, the White Sox, the Yankees. Like he pitched for Red Sox. I think like David Wells.
Oh yeah, he 3,500 career innings pitched, plenty over 200, and many right under that. So, like now. It used to be like 200 innings. It was like the barometer.
How about
now it's like 160, 170.
Baseball Reference lists him at 187. No chance. No fucking chance.
How tall is he?
6'3".
He had to have been pushing close to 3 at one point, right?
Oh yeah,
280.
He was a big boy. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that he was like.
Dude, he pitched until he was 44 years old.
He probably played with Boggs a minute, maybe.
With Wade Boggs.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, in the same era. He might on the Yankees.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, probably on the Yankees. Yeah,
for a minute.
Probably for a minute. Yeah.
You know that they were crushing 1,000 beers on.
Oh God, yeah.
And those guys didn't pull muscles. I think there is something to that. That like a player like Yoan Moncada or Luis Robert, who's carved out of wood, they're just so wound tight that like the slightest twing or twang.
I do feel like there's more twings or twangs on the baseball guys who are carved out of wood than. Like you don't hear about DK Metcalf,
right? I don't know what. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know. But yeah, throwing a baseball is very bad for your arm in general.
Yeah.
Let alone when you do it at max effort for 100 pitches multiple times a week. There's going to be wear and tear. You have a finite amount of bullets in those arms. But I'm not a dietitian or calisthenics expert, so I don't know what's going on. But everybody's arms exploding. I would imagine, and maybe they do go back to like looking for the fat ass pitchers.
Yeah. I wonder if is there something
like the Lance Lynn types.
A lot of I've seen a lot of people attributing it to be the explosion of like travel ball and like how kids are focusing on one sport and how it's just unnatural.
That doesn't.
There's probably something to that.
Yeah.
You know?
There absolutely probably something to that.
So like that's what I forgot who said this. I forgot where I heard this too. So I apologize for not crediting it. But someone said the next Moneyball is whoever can figure out a way
to keep
these pitchers healthy.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that there are organizations out there like the Rays who they'd rather sink $1 million into their player development department than sink $1 million into a player, because you could turn a cheap player into an expensive player.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what someone like the Rays or obviously the Dodgers or Astros would be someone will figure that out. I have no idea when that's going to be, but I mean, they have to at this point.
Yeah, you have to. Some of these rotations.
I mean, you got Strider. You got who else has gone down?
Bieber.
It's gonna keep happening.
Yeah. No, Glasnow last year.
Multiple times the Glasnow. Yeah.
Exactly. It's just keeps happening again and again and again. So that's why it's like I don't know why it's ramped up this way, but that's what some people have theories out there.
That makes sense in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It sucks though, because I immediately when like Steele goes down, it's like, all right, Jed, get on the phone. Let's get Bieber.
Yeah.
It's time.
Well,
I
don't know if this would have changed anything, and I do think that the return the Sox got for Cease was fair, but maybe if they would have waited like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Probably, but then you wait 3 weeks, you run the risk that something might happen to him.
To Cease, yeah.
True.
How's he been?
His first start was bad. His next one or two were good, I want to say. Why isn't this autofilling?
Yeah, I don't know. It sucks, though. It sucks not to have these guys healthy.
Yeah.
Switching sports here for a second. As of right now, this podcast, Billy Donovan is still the head coach of the Chicago Bulls. And he's really downplaying it.
Yeah, that whole Kentucky thing.
Yeah, he's really downplaying it. But I don't know. Why would you not look at that opportunity if you're him?
It's a way better job.
Oh, yeah.
Unless, I could be wrong that maybe there's just more bullshit with college basketball. There's probably a lot of
there is a lot more bullshit.
There's a lot of bullshit.
That's why
the recruiting and dealing with 18-year-olds.
Transfer portal.
Dealing with fucking...
It's a different game than
being at Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's... But, I mean, to me, and maybe just because he won, but, he's always been more of a college guy in my head. That if he went back to Kentucky, went to Kentucky, that seems like almost too good of a fit. Like Rick Pitino's boy goes, fills that old job that he had. That to me, that's where he should be. He should be a college guy. And the Bulls aren't doing anything.
Yeah, but
you have a ceiling with Jerry. You're just always going to have a ceiling with that ownership.
I mean, I do think that he is the last thing that's wrong with the Bulls.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
I mean, even Pat Bev said that.
Yeah, he's like my big reference. Even off mic everything. He's like, no, Billy's legit.
Yeah,
he's a legit coach. He's like, I played for some shitty coaches. He's like, Billy's legit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I would think he would give that job more of a look, but as of right now,
what's his contract?
He's really downplaying it. I'm not positive, to be honest. But Kentucky will back up the Brinks truck. That's
big time.
I guarantee.
So I just looked. Donovan's making $6 million this year. He's on
Kentucky will make him pay him 12.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Jerry can hire some.
That's what he'll do. He'll take the cheap way out. And I don't want to say I fell out of love with basketball because I was never in love with it, but my viewership of the Bulls went fucking south after Rose kept hurting his legs, and I just couldn't take being sad anymore. So Bulls were the easy one to really just be like, whatever, because fuck basketball. Everybody's comparing Griffel to who's the fucking coach? Jim Boylan right now. Jim Boylan. They're I guess carbon just a stupid shit they say in the media. Just we're working hard. We got 80 games left. It's like, dude, it's very clear that your team fucking sucks. Just say something different,
What's the Mount Rushmore of bad coaches
in Chicago?
Yeah, So obviously Bulls, you'd probably throw Boylan in there. Although like Vinny Del Negro is pretty fucking bad too.
Yeah.
He had a long run with other.
I thought he
went
with
to
the
the
Clippers.
too. He was a
So he got a second chance at least, which tells me that other organizations at least felt somewhat highly about him.
Yeah.
Boylan never did.
Boylan, yeah. But I think Boylan's the easy answer. I'm just trying to flush this out and see if there's something.
I'd put Colleton on that list. Colleton was
He would be your Blackhawks representative?
Yes. Because he destroyed it. Like he was so bad. And all the things that they told us he was going to be good at developing young players, he was awful to young players. Like to them personally. Lots of guys have told me that.
Yeah.
So
Like in what manner?
Like wouldn't talk to them in practice, like cold shoulder to like important young players, we'll say. So that guy, I don't think it's a coincidence that the only other job he has gotten was like an assistant on some like throwaway tournament for Team Canada. Like that guy sucks. Yeah.
White Sox.
It's got to be Griffel, right? Unless you're not.
I mean, this collection of talent's so bad at like.
Or Tony.
I think you could make an argument for.
Or does Tony get his full resume though?
No, he only gets that run.
I don't know. He should get his full resume.
I mean, if we're talking, he went to the playoffs.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
That's
so. Tony. I didn't hate Tony. Tony was an awful manager at that point in his career. Yes. I don't think that is why the White Sox fell off a cliff. Like from everything, like we talked, like they liked playing for him.
Okay.
They liked playing for him, and yeah, he did do a couple of really fucking stupid things, like the intentional walks with two strikes. Like, of course, he was bad. I want to put him on Mount Rushmore. It sucks to say this because he was awesome as a player. Hall of really good. Robin Ventura, I could not stand. Ventura, I could not stand as a manager. My first manager I remember, I don't remember Dale Torborg at all. And
Jerry Manuel?
No, I vaguely remember Terry Bevington, who was before Jerry Manuel.
Okay.
And I don't remember enough to like speak to this, but like if you talk to like Aloha, Mr. Hand, or guys like that, he was like Satan apparently.
Okay.
He was the worst manager in the history of sports. I just don't remember him. Jerry Manuel also bad, but he led to Ozzy.
Didn't Jerry Manuel made the playoffs? Like 2000,
and
right?
won 2001 against the Mariners.
Yeah, they got smoked.
They got swept
but that was like the 100 and something.
16
Great
team or whatever.
Team,
yeah.
To a buzzsaw. So gun to your head, you're saying Robin Ventura.
Gun to my head, probably Ventura.
So we got Ventura, we got Colleton.
I hate him.
Colleton, it bears easy answer is Trustman.
Yeah.
Oh, easy, easy. That was an embarrassment.
Trustman, like you can't. I can't recall Wani's stint as well.
I can. It wasn't. I don't remember it being awful.
Yeah,
I remember.
I remember it, but I was young to like.
I don't remember hating him, but
Duran made the playoffs.
Yeah,
Nagy made the playoffs.
I think Trustman is the
Trustman
was such a disaster.
I would also Trustman, and then number 2, I would say
I'd say Fox. Like Fox
is just so boring. I don't care.
Fox was like
forgettable.
Fox was like they hired him knowing full well that they were like, let's just right the ship for it, like have a stable guy.
Yeah, I know it's Trustman, but I'm just throwing arguments for the fun of it.
I would say Trustman then Nagy then Fox, because Nagy there was expectations. Fox, I was just like I would forget that like Fox coached the Bears.
The Nagy expectations, I feel like, were born out of his success that first year, though.
But it also his cockiness.
Yeah, and he was coming from the Chiefs, and but
Fox had a worse record than Mark Trestman.
Yeah, he coached one more year.
Yeah,
but Trestman also got handed a pretty decent team.
Yes. Fox did not get handed a good roster.
Yeah.
Trestman, but just like the way Trestman went out too is like,
and the offensive coordinator crying,
the whole thing.
Yeah, like there's bad, and then there's like mockery bad.
Yes,
like
that's what
Trestman was like mockery.
He was a disaster.
That's 3.
He was embarrassing.
I loved the
it's
Manley.
4, right?
I loved
Boylan.
Oh, 4 Boylan. Yeah,
so we need
and then
Cubs.
Lou Piniella broke my heart, but it's not him. But he really did break my heart.
I love Lou Piniella.
Of
we need
course,
more guys like
everyone loves Lou Piniella, but like we just didn't get the guy that we thought we were getting.
Yeah. I remember thinking that's exactly what the Cubs need.
Yeah,
they need like a fucking drill sergeant.
Exactly, and he was just he was retired. You know,
Dale Swain,
Dale Swain,
Mike Quade,
who popped in my head too.
Yeah, Dale Swain was
obviously it's not Baylor. Oh, Baylor, I wouldn't say it's him either, but Riggleman made the playoffs.
I think
those Riggleman teams, they made the playoffs, and that was like the Sammy Peak. Like those were fun teams.
There's a still shot of when Lou Pinella's coaching in Tampa, of him getting held back by like his bench coach or some shit, about ready to decapitate an umpire, and it's one of my favorite pictures ever. I'm trying to look for it, so you guys would laugh hysterically if you saw this picture. He's literally 400 pounds at the end of his career, like. Yeah. And this guy's holding it. I love Lou Piniella, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
we need more guys.
He had a winning record. Sweet Lou.
Yeah, no, listen.
Yeah,
but like it's expectations versus reality. You know, he had.
But how many years did he make the playoffs there? 2?
07 and 08. They made it back to back, and then they lost in the first round, the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So it's more so like what we were expecting, because he was supposed to get us over the hump after
Dusty.
After Dusty, sorry,
yeah.
I keep mistaking Baylor and Dusty, but. It just never happened.
Yeah,
you know. So
those are pretty good teams. But those were like, I always thought that those teams were. I know you said to get them over the hump, but like that was still like in some of the prior Wood at the end of the, like they were always hurt, and it was like more like Zambrano became like the ace of that team. But like he probably took over that team thinking like, all right, I'm gonna have like a fucking staff, and he never really did.
Yeah, Cubs don't really have a glaring one in my mind. Because Fame, like he was...
The roster was that was like intentionally bad.
Yeah,
Not much you can do with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was just a patsy, kind of.
Yeah.
But he's probably the answer.
Yeah. David Ross.
Well, I mean, that lock that in a vault in 5 years, like 3 years, if this is the same core, maybe.
Yeah. The end of last year was pretty bad.
But it's he's not close. Right?
No, I know.
But yeah, Piniella broke my heart the most out of anyone, I would say. But yeah, we'll see. Billy Donovan, like I said, as of this podcast.
If I'm a front office exec and my head coach is considering leaving for a collegiate program, like in my head, it's college, then the pros are the pantheon. That's where everybody should strive to be. I know it's
not for Kentucky. Dude.
I know it's not like that.
I think college football and college basketball are different.
I agree. It is. That's the reality. I don't know if it should be, because I mean, there's
Saban left the Dolphins for Alabama. Like that's an upgrade for him.
I understand, but like if I'm a front office exec or a team owner, I'm like I should be able to bully the college program, and you're not leaving, you're staying here. Like, all right, they're going to pay you more, I'll match that. That'll never happen under Jerry Reinsdorf's watch, though.
Yeah,
that's my point I'm trying to make. Like, I'm not if I'm content or more, if I love my coach and other teams, I'm not letting him leave.
I was so excited when they hired Billy Donovan
and AK. It seemed like they were doing it right. They fired Garpax, but it's what's the common denominator between the organizations when they say they're going to do things different? It's ownership.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about winning. He cares about lining his and I heard that at the end of every year. I don't know what it is for the Bulls, but at the end of every year, he makes sure he cuts the investors a $25 million check, and that's how he budgets around payroll and who he's going to spend on free agents and whatever. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I've heard. So that making money is first and foremost, which prerogative, sure, I don't care, but that's what it is for him, and that sucks for the fans.
It seems like we're pretty much just on borrowed time right now. We're 2 weeks away from the draft, so foregone conclusion. Basically, obviously, we're taking Caleb, but I don't know.
They're not even meeting with any other quarterbacks. I don't think they are, at least.
I mean, they went to Bo Nix's pro day, but like I don't
they sent a feeler out there like, hey,
it's I don't have much more to say on it than that.
What's his face? The wide receiver from Cincinnati changed his number to 10 to open up 13. Tyler Scott. So it could be for Keenan Allen, I suppose. But
respect.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. Anything Blackhawks related?
No, it's like we have 4 games left. I think the last 2 home games are this weekend. I will give credit to the fans. The fans kind of showed up this year. So even though the team was fucking awful. So I think, they're building something. they got a long way to go. Right now, it looks like I think they have two guys on the team that will be surefire important players when they're good again. And that's it. So Bedard and Vlasic, and beyond that, we'll wait and see. Korchinski looks fine. Like he was not ready for the NHL this year. I'm starting to think Luke Richardson will not be the coach when they're good again. I don't know who it'll be, but I think he'll get one more year, and if they don't take strides, then he'll be gone. But
he's got the Dale's Femme spot.
Yeah, kinda. And I think they wanted more from him. But like the team, for a team that has like a mix of like young, hungry guys, supposedly young, hungry guys, and like good, solid veterans like Nick Foligno, they laid a lot of stinkers this year. And so it was. I did not, outside of Bedard, it was not a fun year. And I don't know. I'm ready to move on. I think next year, I really hope that they do the right thing this summer and like go get some genuine veterans. I have asked people if Danny will spend this summer, and they told me that he's given the green light to spend all the way to the cap. So
what's the difference between the cap and floor?
In actual dollars,
yeah.
It's like 30 million, I think.
Okay.
It's pretty significant.
I was going to guess 20. That I wasn't sure if I was a mile off or...
I'll actually pull it up. I don't know off the top of my head. But it changes every year, and it's going up next year.
Is that good or bad for the Hawks?
It kind of depends on what they're going to do. So it's 87.7 is the upper, and then I think it's maybe 20% less, but I can't find it right now. But so
that'd be about
it's good. It's good for the Hawks because they can, if they want to be aggressive, they can go be aggressive. So you can get, like, I really think signing Stamkos is a good idea.
Chief, I was gonna just say something stupid. I was gonna be like, are they gonna sign someone like Steven Stamkos? Just like throwing a name out there. I didn't even know he was a free agent.
Yeah, so he's a free agent. Tampa Bay doesn't have any money. Obviously, he doesn't want to leave Tampa Bay, but they haven't offered him a deal. He's been their captain for 12 years. He's still a very good player. He would be like a perfect, like, he's a good winger or center to play with Bedard or whoever else they bring in. And you can give him a 2-year, $12 million deal that no one else in the league can give him. And it doesn't hurt.
Who are his wingers now? And he's like, what, 33, 35?
Something like that, yeah.
He's been around forever.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he's on Tampa. Like,
my question is, would playing with Bedard like give him a little late career resurgence, or does he have a good line mates now?
He gets power play time with Kucherov. He's probably the best player in the league.
Okay, yeah.
But he plays with Brandon Hagel and Cirelli, which is a very, very good, like, he's on their second line. It's a very good line.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like but it doesn't matter. Like I think for him, it's like a respect thing and one last contract. And we could be like, we'll give you $12 million, which no one else will give you. We'll give you $24 million. No one else will give you that. And then in 2 years, you can probably get one more contract. And maybe it's with the Hawks, and maybe it's somewhere else. But you'll still be good enough to get another deal. So I hope that they're aggressive. And you get Connor Murphy coming back, you get Taylor Hall back next year. Like, you could, and then hopefully some of these prospects are ready to, like Korchinski, while he played, I think, almost the entire year because they had no other place to put him, and he was fine, but he was not ready for the NHL.
Yeah.
I hope like Nazar or somebody like that is ready to come into the NHL and like contribute and like be like an actually a good rookie. And they should, like, there's a path for them to be kicking around, being in a race for a wild card spot there next year. There is, if they want to be aggressive. And I don't know that they do, but they should. So we'll see. They got to sign Vlasic. That's the first order of business.
Tough loss for the Red Wings yesterday, huh?
Yeah, Caps, they're probably toast now. So we'll see. I mean, it's the NHL standings always, these wild card races always come down to the very end. But yeah, look, some people online give me shit for wanting to see Patrick Kane in the playoffs. Sorry, I do. So right now, that would have put them in a great spot actually if they had won that.
Yeah, it was a very pivotal game for them.
So it's a tight
Tuesday night. I should.
Yeah, it's a tight race. So it's Capitals have 85 points. They're in that last spot. Penguins have 84. Red Wings have 84. They all have 4 games to go. So we'll see. The Penguins have started playing well kind of out of nowhere. Flyers have completely shit the bed. and like they lost 6-0 last night in Montreal. They quit. Like they basically, that team just he benched their captain, healthy scratch their captain, and the team just went in the fucking tank. Never recovered. So I'm ready for the NHL playoffs. I can't wait until the Hawks are in the mix again. I just want to have
can't wait for that.
I would kill to be in the Red Wing spot right now. Like I just want to have like a good fun team. Like you're chasing something where you have meaningful games. The only meaningful game I felt like they played this year was that Chelios night. Like that had like a real buzz. It wasn't meaningful at all in a real way in the standings, but it was like the city was focused on it. Everybody was talking about it. It was a great celebration. Like I want more reasons to like care about this team. And because it's, even though Bedard has been so great, it did get to feel like this team, it was a chore. It was a chore. Like the last several years, watching the Blackhawks has been a chore for me. And I just want to enjoy the game.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome.
Oh, it's been like that. Yeah. Like they haven't won a playoff series since 2015. Like I always say that, but it's
That's
like
crazy.
It is crazy. They're going to go a decade without winning a playoff series. They're not going to win one next year either. That's like you're the Chicago Blackhawks. Like that should not happen after the run that you had. Like the Red Wings made the playoffs when they made the playoffs for like 30 years in a row because they just did it the right way. And then they finally, like the salary cap, the things kind of like bottomed out. But like you can, if you are smart, you look at what Tampa Bay has done. Look at what Boston's done. Like those teams they never really dip. Like Tampa's like finally, like they're still a very good team. I think I would pick them to beat Boston in the first round if that ends up being the matchup. And they're still very good. They were in the playoff. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2011, and they've never really looked back. They lost the Hawks in 15. They've just been good the entire fucking time because they're a well-run organization. They don't need to be like, oh, we got to be bad for 5 years so we can be good again. Like, no, fuck that. Let's just try to be good. You have enough pieces now. Try to go be good. And I'm not saying do something stupid like sign someone to an 8-year deal and it fucks up your cap for these young guys coming. But like you could have short-term, heavy front-loaded deals and be pretty good and like build a real culture. And that's what I'd like them to do.
Team like that on the baseball side, I'd say like the Cardinals. What's wrong with being the Cardinals? And then some years you're a World Series contender.
Yeah, you spike.
But you're like, you have the spikes, but you don't have the dips.
Right.
You know.
So, question to kind of close out the show here for the last 5 or 10 minutes or so. How do you guys feel on nights like Sunday when like WrestleMania just like takes over the world?
I've said it. I wish I could get into wrestling. I feel like I missed the boat because it sounds awesome.
Yeah, you definitely missed the boat.
I don't
know if you watched it. It was
I didn't.
I saw a couple clips, but like it just doesn't. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, and I remember my friends in like 7th, 8th grade being into it. And I'm just like, this is dumb.
I remember that,
but I never gave it a shot.
I got to college, and you know Nick Robinson.
You're dumb for that.
I know
him and another old roommate of mine. They would watch it like every Friday, and I'm like, wait, people actually still watch it? It was surprising to me, and they're like, dude, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, so I don't watch anymore, but I don't even really watch Mania or Royal Rumble every year anymore either. Like I'm pretty much totally out. Whatever. Not like I'm not like unhappy with it. I just whatever. It phased out of my life. But it's one of those things where this year it kind of caught my interest again because I don't know if you guys saw this whole controversy with The Rock.
I did.
Yeah. So like basically what happens, like, and I'm gonna put this in. I'm gonna dumb it down as much as I can because wrestling fans are diehards or like you know people who really get intricate. So like essentially what they do for WrestleMania a lot of years is they bring back all the old legends, like to, you know, sell out an arena, a football stadium, to get as many pay-per-view buys, whatever. Now they got the network, so that's kind of that's useless. But what they do is they do that, and then like in turn they block like the up-and-comers from like the main event, you know. But they don't give a fuck because it's their marquee event. They need the money's just insane, you know. It would be like every time like the Hawks like get to the playoffs, it's like, all right, let's bring back Ronak Chelios, let's run those guys back and like not give Bedard a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it would be like that, you know?
Okay.
And so that's kind of what they do. So everyone gets pissed.
They should bring back Ronak and Chelios.
So there's been this storyline with this guy named Cody Rhodes, who's like his son of a legend, Dusty Rhodes, and like has never really broke through to win a title, like the championship title. He was supposed to do it last year. He got hurt. And now it's like they had this whole storyline of like finish the story to like finally win the title. At the last minute, like after Royal Rumble, they swapped him out with The Rock. Like they just
So got
completely
cucked.
fucked it. Yes. And then like this fan base, like it was a mutiny.
Oh, really?
Yes. They were like they because The Rock is always like he was a bad guy
Yeah.
for a long time, and now he's been a good guy ever since he's been like Hollywood Rock.
Yeah.
Rock was getting like booed to oblivion, like just getting fucking.
That's kind of awesome.
Yes. And
Did he like it?
so finally, these fans were so ruthless, dude. They had to switch course, and they're like, "All right, Rock, you got to turn into a bad guy again because, like, naturally the fans hate you right now." And he leaned into it. He became a bad guy again, and they gave this guy a shot, and he won the title like for the first time. So it was like
Perfect.
an unreal match. Like they brought back the Undertaker, they brought back Cena.
I saw that scene when the lights went out and
Yes.
the Undertaker was behind The Rock. I even got chills from that, and I was like, "Fuck!" I've
Yes.
never
Yeah.
watched more than like 10 minutes of wrestling.
Yes.
I saw that, and I was like, "Whoa, that's sweet."
Yeah, so they had like they were able to get the legends in there, like I said, like the Undertaker and Cena, but with like creating this awesome storyline
Yeah.
with it was really
So-
well done by them, and it's like the
Was
first.
wrestling back?
That's what people would say. I mean, it's been here because like the argument with wrestling is it's watched more by people now. It's more people are going to events more than ever. So like their numbers have always been on the rise, but it's just people are I guess less happy with the product. But now it's like.
But this
steadily-
sounds like this was awesome.
Yeah, it's steadily
Yeah.
inclining now because now that after Vince McMahon, he got in a lot of fucking trouble
Yeah.
for allegations, which are horrible. He's like out, and now this new era with TKO and The Rock's like part owner with Dana White and Ari Emanuel, like it's just a completely different ballgame.
I didn't know
It's-
Ari Emanuel was in it.
Yeah,
I have two friends. One of them, Scott Merkin, who I think you guys have probably met over the years. But Scott Merkin got his start in like journalism, broadcasting. He was calling ringside like underground wrestling events like 30 fucking years ago.
really.
And he is the biggest wrestling fan on earth. You wouldn't think so because he's a little short, like like old school baseball journalism, but he's the biggest wrestling fan on earth. He said it was the best WrestleMania ever.
It was pretty awesome. Like even like
said it was
not having watched for years and years and years. Obviously, I loved them bringing back Undertaker.
Yeah,
I love
your guys, your era.
So, yeah, but like it was just because and
much
people say like, oh, it's scripted. Who gives a fuck? A guy wins a title for the first time because they let him fucking win.
Yeah.
But it's not that easy. You know what I mean? Like you have.
That's always been like my mental block. Like, oh, is he going to win the championship? Like, what?
Yeah, but it's like not. I don't. It's like a.
Like, I don't care who has the belt. It's just like, it was like, it's basically like a live play. It's a play. It's a play.
It's a TV show. That's how my friends in college described it to me.
Yeah.
Like,
But if you're there live,
drama and
if you're there,
sports
it's
entertainment.
Yeah, you're watching fucking Hamilton or something, like.
Yeah, but it's like the guy who has
Yeah.
a bit role, like getting his own sitcom. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
who everyone's like, this guy makes the show, and it's like, nope.
Yeah.
He's does what he does. He's got. You know what I
I'm
mean?
watching this clip again. It is awesome.
It's unreal.
It is awesome. And I don't even know what's going on. It's awesome.
Yeah. Like I'm surprised that you say it's like growing and growing and growing, because I wonder if it's growing and growing because like people your age are still watching it. Is it as culturally relevant with like the middle school kids like it was when we were in middle school?
I think so.
Is
Yeah,
it?
I think so
Okay.
because they've done a really good job changing it into PG and like making it for kids.
Okay.
So like Cena was like the number one A1 guy. Like he has the most Make-A-Wishes done
Oh, really?
in history. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like
okay.
he's like the most requested, like most like, for Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Okay.
So like definitely kids like it. For
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
They're bringing in like the streamers. They got that kid Speed. They
Yeah,
got
Yeah,
they're doing
like
that.
Logan
all
Paul's.
the-
Yeah,
right. Okay.
the
They're good at
Prime,
that.
They're
Yeah.
bringing in all the kids' favorite people now.
I remember.
How much do you think they paid The Rock to show up? Because
No, I know that it's $30 million a year. I saw that number. It's $30 million
oh,
a
and
year.
you said
and
he's a part owner too, so
he
it's like
his contract was $30 million a year, and he's got to do a couple appearances a year.
I didn't see that, but I mean, he's like,
$30 million a year.
it makes sense.
Did you see his other quote, Dave?
I did. What did you think about that?
Thought it was
Ed?
interesting.
What? Whose quote?
The Rock.
Yeah.
He says he regrets
Oh.
endorsing Biden.
I think that is a way for him to say that
I mean,
he will
dude.
eventually be running for office.
Dude, no.
That's how I took it.
No. Dude, it's The Rock. He is the most PR fucking machine
Savvy,
there is.
yeah.
Like he
He
Is
endorsed.
he
him
going to end up
in
being a?
2020.
yeah, because that's what the thing to do back then was, Dave. Like
Yeah.
And then now that it's changed, like he's
You don't think he's authentic?
no, not at all. The Rock is the most fucking PR polished person.
Dude,
those guys have a lot of skeletons in their closet.
He's going to end up being a billionaire. They say his estimated net
I'm
worth.
surprised he's not already, to be honest.
I mean, Taylor Swift just became a billionaire, but like they say his net worth is estimated $800 million. Like he's going to be gonna have a Billy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's always at the like highest grossing movies, and he does shit. The guy works his dick off.
Yeah, he does.
So yeah,
And he's very good at what he does, I think.
I don't think I've ever seen him in a movie. I don't think I've ever seen one of his movies.
You know, the football movie, he's in a couple of...
Let's
You've
pull
never
up.
seen a Rock movie?
I don't think so.
Gridiron Gang?
That's
the first movie you bring up, Dave?
No,
I like that movie.
Walking Tall?
Walking
with
Tall,
Sean
yeah.
William Scott?
You ever seen Jumanji?
I didn't see the new Jumanji.
Yeah,
Rampage?
No.
What's the other one? San Andreas? Or
Yeah, San
I'm trying
Andreas,
to pull up
I've seen
his.
that one. It's very bad. He's in that chick with the huge.
You never seen Fast and the Furious?
I mean, I've probably seen parts of him on TV.
Moana's great. He's just a voiceover in that.
Yeah, I haven't seen Moana.
Moana's great.
You ever seen Pain and Gain?
Nope.
Pain and Gain's fun.
I'm going through his whole IMDb here.
Gridiron Gang's
Dude,
good movie.
also his IMDb is fucking crazy. He's got like 5 movies a year.
Yeah, no, he's a workhorse.
Walking Tall, I saw in theaters. That's with Stifler, Sean William Scott.
Yeah.
And they're looking for like a lost treasure, and it's pretty good.
Baywatch, no. Central Intelligence, no. Yeah, no. Haven't seen.
Pain and Gain's funny.
The two.
I've seen Get Smart.
You haven't seen the other guys? So I hate Wahlberg, and everybody knows my my Will Ferrell take. That movie is hysterically
I've seen
funny.
parts of that.
It's hysterically funny. And I fucking can't stand Wahlberg. I think he stinks. I just don't like Ferrell in leads, but that movie's hysterically funny. But he's like a cameo in that movie. He plays himself, right? Doesn't he play himself in that? They all do.
And what?
And the other guys?
Oh, I've never seen it.
Oh, Ed, it's
I know. I've heard
hilariously.
I've heard it's good.
It's hilariously funny.
It's
like
on my
piss
list.
pants funny.
All right, then we could wrap this thing up. That's
I'm excited for 2 weeks from now when Caleb Williams, so I can.
Yeah, we'll have some positivity.
Yeah.
Although we got the Cubs, so I mean that's
Yeah.
that. You're not whole. We're more than you.
I do think things are having Bedard, Williams, and the Cubs going. That's about as good.
Pretty
as,
nice.
Yeah.
All right, then. Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.